Hi Year 5, it's Mrs Gibbons here. So we're starting our book talk sessions this week, looking at an extract from the book Circus Shoes by Noel Streatfeild, and we are learning to use book talk. So I'll read the extract to you and then we will go through some possible things that might spring to mind as we are reading through the extract. Okay. Good night, Santa. He opened and banged shut her bedroom door. Then he opened his and dragged her inside. He shut the door and beckoned her over to the bed. They sat side by side and talked in whispers. Santa began. Have you a plan? Yes, we're going to run away. Where to? Our uncle, the one Aunt Rebecca had the card from every Christmas. We might stay with him. We don't know where he is and we haven't got any money. That's what the watch and bracelet are for. We'll sell them, and perhaps the card says where he is. I'll get it. Santa looked doubtful. Don't want them to hear you creeping about. Peter got up. They won't. Luckily, the door handle turned very quietly. Peter stood in the passage and listened. Mr. Stibbings and Mrs. Ford were talking hard. Aunt Rebecca's room was at the end of the passage. Very quietly, he opened the door. Would Mrs. Ford have moved the card? He hoped not. Softly, he crept across the room and felt round the mirror. There it was in the top left-hand corner. In a moment he had shut the door and was back in his room. Without a word, he sat down beside Santa and they read the card. It was a Christmas postcard with a picture of a church covered in snow on it. On the back it said, Cobb's Circus. Just a line, old dear, for the festive season. Hoping this finds you in the pink. Doing a 4-week season with above and tenting with same April. Love, Gus. Peter and Santa stared at each other. They hardly knew what the word circus meant. At some time or other, they had seen a poster advertising one, and some vision of that had remained in the back of their heads. That's where people stand on horses, Santa said. And a man sits on a lion, Peter added. Santa studied the card. Do you suppose our uncle's called Gus? What an awful name. I don't see how it can be our uncle, Peter objected. What would he be doing with the circus? Santa read what was written again. I wonder what tenting means. That's what he's doing now. It says April. Peter leant over her shoulder. So it does. I hadn't thought of that. He got up. Look, go to your room. Pack as much as you can in your case. Get into bed with all your things on except your shoes. Whatever you do, don't go to sleep. As soon as Mrs. Ford's asleep, and she snores so loud I'll be sure to hear her if I listen in the passage, I'll come and fetch you. Santa crept to the door. You'll bring my bracelet? Peter nodded. Where'll we go to? He shrugged his shoulders. I don't know where we'll go tonight. Tomorrow we'll find Cobb's Circus. Okay, so let's go back to the start. So as usual, I will go through a couple of things that have sprung to mind as I've been reading through the extract, and then I will leave you to carry on going through the text, making your notes, annotations about maybe what you think words might mean or questions that you're asking yourself as you're reading through. So I will put this extract on a Word document on the website, or if needs be, you could pause the video so that you can read through the text and make notes in your science book. Okay, so let's start back at the beginning. It said, good night, Santa. So I'm thinking to myself, who is Santa? That is an unusual name. Is it short for something? He opened and banged her bedroom door. Then he opened his and dragged her inside. He shut the door and beckoned her over. They sat side by side and talked in whispers. So I am wondering, why are they having to whisper? Why are they scared that someone will hear them? Who could that be that might hear them? Are they in trouble? So Santa began, have you a plan? Yes, we're going to run away. So why do they want to run away? Who or what are they escaping from? We're not sure yet, are we? So, like I say, there are other things, obviously, before this next point, but I'm just going to give you a few examples. I don't want to do everything and not leave you the things to discuss. So, I am also looking at this passage here, and it says, Peter stood in the passage and listened. Mr. Stibbings and Mrs. Ford were talking hard. So I am wondering, who are Mrs. Stibbings and Mrs. Ford, Mr. Stibbings, sorry, and Mrs. Ford. Is that who they live with? Are they looking after them? Or are they the people that Santa and Peter are trying to escape from? So not sure about that yet. Okay, the next bit I'm just going to mention is on that Christmas postcard, on the back of it, it says Cobb Circus. So that's the, usually on a card or a letter, you would put the address that you're writing from. So Cobb Circus, what is that? Is that who their uncle works for? Is it a well-known circus? Is it somewhere nearby? So there's quite a few questions that have occurred to me already just on looking at that first bit of that extract. So as usual, it's now your turn to go through and write your own thoughts and questions. You might notice a word that's been used and think, oh, I can see what the author was trying to do using that word. So any annotations you want to make on the text. So like I say, it will be on the website, or you can pause your video and look at the passage on that. Okay, I can't wait to see what thoughts you come up with. Take care, bye.